back to my channel. This is Eve here. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you may have already figured out, I am doing a full face using Too Faced Cosmetics products. I turn out to have enough products to make this whole entire video, and I hope this video is going to be fun for you. I hope you guys will see a bunch of your favorite products, or maybe you're gonna hear the review of the products that you have been eyeing on. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're not new to my channel, so welcome back. I'm glad to have you here. Without any further ado, let's get to makeup. Okay guys, I just prepped my skin. I do have my regular eye cream, then a serum, and then my SPF, and this is really everything. And I also have a little lip balm. Now that my skincare settled, probably for about 5-10 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and use my blotting paper. This is by NYX. This is a green tea blotting paper. I always have these. I mentioned these in my previous videos. So I'm gonna get a sheet and I'm just gonna blot my skin like this really quickly. It will absorb excess oils. I usually just concentrate on my T-zone specifically because this is where I get most oily throughout the day, and it definitely definitely helps my makeup to stay a little bit better. You can see how much oil is absorbed. First, I'm gonna go and prime my face with this primer, Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. This is a major size and comes with a pump. This is a really nice primer. It adds hydration, even though I don't need any more. However, the secret to make your makeup look very nice is prepping your skin properly. You don't want to apply any products to the skin that's dry or has dry patches. Even though my skin type is combination oily, however, I still need to properly hydrate my skin with a skincare and then use some type of primer that also gives me like a smooth complexion. So this primer is very creamy. If you're not familiar with it, it's almost like a thin lotion, and then it has a little bit of like grip to it. It's a little bit sticky once it sets, which is good because our makeup is going to stick to it really nice. You see guys how much glow I have at the moment. But we are gonna use foundation today that is gonna be a little more on a like natural matte side. So this type of primer or base will be perfect with a combination that more matte foundation. My foundation today, I am using this Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation in the shade Vanilla. This is super cute packaging. I love this. I actually picked this foundation up recently from Sephora sale. I actually have an unboxing shopping haul and I can link it for you guys here so you can catch up on that if you miss it. But yes, this foundation is quite new to me, so this tube is really full. And I am using my sponge. This is from Urban Studios. I actually picked this one up also recently from my local TJ Maxx. It comes in a pack of 2 and I think it was under $5, and I really like this. This is another great find from TJ Maxx. I love shopping in TJ Maxx, you guys, if you don't know that. But this really is like almost like a dupe, very much cheaper dupe, a Real Technique sponge that I really love. So I've been really liking this. This is like a really nice size and it has like a slanted portion here, which I always love. And this is like my favorite shape for the sponge. So it's dampened, obviously. So, but make sure when you use any type of foundation, your sponge is dampened, but it's not like soaking wet. You can see guys, this has a little bit deeper tone than my natural skin, but I do have a self tan at the moment. I did a self tan for my birthday last week. My birthday is on New Year's Eve. So, and right now it's like a really good match for me. As you can see, it gives you like a nice coverage. It is not a super full coverage, but it is a good medium and it is buildable. So as you can see, this says it's a matte foundation. However, it goes on skin pretty dewy right now because I did prime my face to almost like a very nice shiny consistency. I always do an Access product on my eyes because I do have a veiny lids, and I kind of tap my sponge over my eyelids, but I make sure I close my eyes really nicely because my eyes have been like really sensitive to products getting into them, and then I get a crying eye that doesn't stop crying for like hours, and then it's a problem. So let's not do that today. Okay, so this is one layer of foundation. As you can see, it is nice and glowy. It is a medium coverage. I still see some redness on my cheeks and like around my eyebrows here. So this is something that we're gonna use a concealer for in just a moment. For my concealer today, I'm using Born This Way Super Coverage Concealer in the shade Swan. I really like how this concealer has a very pointed, like slanted applicator. It fits right into the eye area. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it here. I don't want to apply too much because this is a really nice full coverage concealer. You guys know I like to put my concealer right here on the outer corners of my eyes, under my eyebrow bone. And we're gonna go here. And this is all one swipe or pump, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't add any product. So this is just kind of one and done. Again, I'm gonna go with my sponge and we're gonna blend this whole business out. I'm gently tapping the product. I'm not trying to drag it. And you know, guys, this is my technique. So I start here. Sometimes I even like mush my sponge a little, like so it's thinner here. You get smaller surface and you tap here. Sorry guys, I have my mirror here, so that's why I'm looking that way and not directly into my camera. So I'm tapping it out towards my temple. If you watched my other tutorials or Get Ready With Me tutorials, I explained why I do that. I can link that video down for you below as well. So you can see how much nicer it is here. So I let this product sit here because this is the area that concerns me the most. I do have a visible vein that goes through my corner of the eyes. I mean, we all do, but some people have a little thicker skin maybe in that area. So mine is really thin and you can see like literally the blue spots in the corners of my eyes. So it's not ideal when you do your makeup. So that's why I kind of let that concealer sit there until the end. Another thing about this foundation, guys, is that it settles down to more of a matte finish a little bit later. So you saw initially when I applied it, it was very nice and glowy, but if you give it a little time, it actually mattifies itself. So this is kind of like magic formula. All right, so there's one thing that is just kind of like a feature of my own face, and I'm pretty sure all of you can relate. We all have some sort of features on our face that only we know and we notice. I consider myself having a curvy nose. So if you see this portion here, it curves down. So I literally need to move my nose like to the side like this with my finger to properly blend the foundation in these areas. Otherwise it comes up to like really bad creasing. Just a small trick that I do. And I would usually do the same thing when I start setting things with powder. I would also move my nose to the side. Now I'm just gonna take this brush. It's kind of like a condensed, but it's round, from NYX Professional Makeup. And I'm gonna tap out these areas, just blend them a little bit more once the product is set. So just gently touch it. I don't wanna move the product too much, but I just tapping it out like that. As you can see, it's all blended. And then now that it's creased here, I just go over my lid like this in the crease area and just make sure it's not creased anymore. And also under my eye. Same thing with this eye. Okay, now that the base is done, you guys, I am going to set my under eye area, my whole entire T-zone basically. And I'm gonna use this Prime and Poreless Skin Smoothing Press Powder. They repackaged this powder into a new packaging. It's a square shape. To set my T-zone with the powder, I'm using my sponge. Okay, you guys, I just hit the pan on it. This is my second compact in the past year of this powder. To tell you guys that this is like one of my favorite setting powders for my T-zone is to tell you nothing. I do have a few other products that I like, but this one is like my top favorite. I know it's a pricey product, but it's totally worth it for me. For oily skin people, I think if you are dry skin, you're not gonna like this because this powder is a little bit drying once you set it. That's why I stress again that when you use all these mattifying products, which are good for like oily skin people, you need to make sure you prime your skin with hydrating products. That way your skin would look nice and mattified and smooth, but yet it's not gonna feel over dried, which can also happen. When I set this area, a lot of times I would go with the same amount of product over my eyebrows because I want my eyebrow product to stick to like the hairs a little more, so it would have a little more grip. I don't know if it's the trick that I do. I don't know if you guys do the same, but I will definitely be doing a separate eyebrow videos and all the things that I do to my eyebrows, my whole entire eyebrow story, because that is required a separate attention. Now that my T-zone is set, I'm gonna use a different powder for the rest of my face. And I'm gonna go with this Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. It's in the shade Translucent. I love how this smells. Oh my God. Much as I love this powders, I'm not a huge fan of the plastic packaging. I like when there's a net in the powders because the stuff just gets everywhere. I feel like when there's a net, you just press on it and then just pick up a right amount or a small amount of powder. So I'm going with my powder brush by Urban Studios. I talked about this brush before. I picked it up at my TJ Maxx. It was a set of 3 and I really love this. This is a really good find. This is a really good TJ Maxx find. I'm gonna take a little bit of powder. Tap off the excess and just tap into the rest of the face. You don't want to like swipe it because you don't want to move any product just in case it's not set. You just want to press into it and then make sure it won't be moving for the rest of the day. I love this powder, you guys. It is very mattifying and it seals, it locks your makeup for the rest of the day. This is like a serious, like heavy duty mattifying powder. Oily people, combination, oily skin type people will definitely appreciate. If you haven't tried this already, this powder is still available. Everything that I'm using today is still available. And I will link everything down for you guys below. Okay guys, now that my complexion is done, I'm gonna go ahead and continue with bring it some color, some dimension, give it some life. Okay, so I am actually using several products today, and I'm gonna start with a matte bronzer to give it a little bit of like contour kind of slash bronzer, but I wanna go with a matte product first, and I'm gonna use this Milk Chocolate Soleil powder. I'm using my angled fluffy brush and just deep it like that. Tap off the excess, and I'm gonna turn my brush like this and just go and place the product, like my starting point should be outside of my eye towards my temple, just kind of going in like slightly slanted direction. We probably all know how to properly do it, just kind of following your cheekbone direction. And I'm just tapping it in. And sometimes, guys, this is like a little trick for you too if you're a beginner. It's easy to turn your face a little bit to the side. If you have a mirror in front of you, turn your face to the side so that way you see the angle a little bit better. And we're just tapping. And I just continue towards my forehead, doing the same exact thing. While I'm doing this, you guys, I have some kind of exciting plans for upcoming year for the next, I would say, 3 to 5 months. That I think it might take a little bit of a time for that project to actually, you know, to come to a life fully. So I will be moving to a separate room for my beauty space and move all my stuff into one area and just have my filming area separately and just kind of have my own little nook where I don't have to worry about like sharing this space with anybody else or thinking that like my stuff is on somebody else's way and things like that. So I'm very, very excited about that. So I don't know if I'm going to be filming the whole entire process. I will see how this goes because sometimes things get like very messy, and at times I do my projects like different times. I could work on something like for half an hour here, half an hour there. So sometimes I don't really like to set up all the equipment or like run around with my camera, you know, doing the vlogging and everything. So I will see how this goes, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm like super excited that I'm going to be moving my whole entire vanity and having my separate room to all to myself, to all my things. So this is what's coming for 2021. And my plan is definitely to become a little more on schedule with my video postings and everything like that. Right now, I'm just trying to do like 2 videos a week, or, you know, try to shoot for 2 videos a week, but it doesn't always work like that. Like I know I took some time off for Christmas because, you know, we had spent some time with like family, and that was like super fun. And then we spent 1 week just doing some house stuff, like decluttering and cleaning out the house and being organized and doing some personal planning for the upcoming year and just reviewing the goals and reflecting on the previous year. I personally like to do it. What do you guys do? Do you guys sit down and like reflect on your year, or do you just kind of like, oh, it's just the next day? I mean, we're all different. So I'm the type of person that I like to review how my year passed and the good things, the bad things, you know, things that worked, things that didn't. You know, just kind of reflect and analyze a little bit. Whatever is good, continue to a new year, and what's not, just see what didn't and maybe make some good changes. So the matte bronzer is on, and you guys can see how like more alive and healthy my face started looking from just being like flat when you just had a foundation and powder. So I am actually gonna go ahead and add a different bronzer, which has a little more luminosity to it. This is a Sweetheart bronzer. It's a baked bronzer, and I also got it in 2020. It's a new product to me. And it looks like this. If you're not familiar with it, it's so cute. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the bronzing brush from Ulta. I talked about it in my previous videos too. I think I'm gonna do a brush video, I promise you guys, because I keep talking about my favorite brushes in every single Get Ready With Me videos or tutorials. And I feel like you should just really get familiar with my whole entire brush collection because I pretty much use the same brushes over and over. So yeah, this is a bronzing brush. It's super fluffy. I think it's like a perfect size for bronzing your face, and it's nice and domed. So it kind of just helps you to place a product like exactly where you need it. So I'm gonna like tap it everywhere, tap and access, and I'm just gonna sweep the product just in the areas where I would normally highlight. I almost kind of gonna like brush it on top just to add a little bit of a glow, because you know what guys, my skin type is combination oily. However, I love my skin glowy. I love my highlighters are super blinding. I'm okay with subtle highlighters for just like office days or like work days, you know, where you need to kind of like look a little bit toned down. But on my regular days, even when I sit at home and do nothing, just spend time with my dogs and running errands, I still love my highlighter to be blinding. This is just what I like. I love glowy skin. Let me know what you guys prefer. Do you still think it's like a cool trend, or I think it's kind of like what you prefer? I know this was like super trendy when everybody was like contouring, and it was a huge trend to just make sure your, you know, highlighter is blinding so you can see it from the space, but I still love it. This is just who I am, I guess. Anyway, if you guys saw, I just applied it to just this portion of the face. This is what I would normally highlight. Let's add some blush and a highlighter, and we will be moving on towards our eyebrows, eyes, and lips. For my face palette today, I'm using the Natural Face Palette. I love this palette, you guys. If you don't own this, you probably should look into it. One of my favorite palettes of all times. I just feel a certain way about face palettes in general. I love using face palettes, but some palettes are made in the way that you would only use certain colors and won't use the rest of them. And I think this is almost like a waste of your money. I would rather buy a single product and use it, make sure you use it, rather than have like 6 and only use 3. So it's kind of like not justifying the value basically that you were putting into having an item in your collection. This is a type of palette that I use every single pan in here on my face, and I love every single one of them. So it has 2 highlighters, 2 blushes, and 2 bronzers. The bronzers, this one is matte, I think. The Sunny Honey is matte, and this one is has a little bit more like reddish undertone, but it's also luminous. So I only use this one when I'm like really nicely tanned. Today I'm gonna go with a Pink Sand. This is the blush color right here. It's a more like mauvey color. I'm just gonna tap it right here. By the way, I'm using the blush brush from It Cosmetics by Ulta. I got it on 21 Days of Beauty, this past event that was in the fall, and oh my god, this is so good. This brush is so good. So I'm placing my blush like from here up to my temple, and kind of like in this direction from here to here. And if you guys go overboard a little bit, don't worry about it, because you can also take a powder brush and just blend it out a little bit more. So don't be afraid of the blush. I also love blush in general, so I'm never afraid to use blush. I love flush cheeks. Okay, I think that's flushy enough. And one thing that I think it was Wayne Goss who had this little tip or trick, whatever you want to call it. So he said, when we naturally flush or blush, what's the word? Your cheeks turn red or like pink and kind of go down here, like to this area almost like here. So he said when you apply your blush tiny bit lower, like on this area from your apple of the cheek, you applied here, it almost gives you that like more youthful look, because when you naturally blush, that's where your like pink tones or like your redness goes down here. So this makes it look like a natural flush cheeks instead of just looking very makeup-y. So that's exactly what we're doing today. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. As for my highlighter today, I'm definitely going to use one of these highlighters. I really love them. Let me swatch this for you. This one is called Starlight, and this one is called Satin Sheets. If you can see, this one is a little more pink. It has like pinkish to it. This one is a little more gold. Today, I'm going to go with Satin Sheets color that's a little bit more gold. And I'm just going to swipe it on the top of my cheekbone. Oh my god, this is so pretty. I love it. One of my favorite highlighters of all time. Try to place it like right here on the highest point of your cheekbone. Today I'm actually aiming for a matte eye look, and I am not placing any highlighter on my eyes for that reason. Normally I would also go with the same brush and just kind of swipe it like right here in this area, just to kind of, you know, put everything together. But today I'm just keeping it on my cheekbones and of course on my forehead, like right here, like I normally do, on my chin, on my ears. Okay guys, now that the whole entire face is done, I really love how it's looking. It's really nice and glowy. And now we're gonna continue with our eyes and lips. I'm gonna start with my eyebrows. Every time I plan to do like an eye look, I almost use my eyebrows as a guideline, like where to start, where to finish, you know, perimeter lines basically. So today for my eyebrows, I'm using Too Faced pencil. It's called Chocolate Brownie in the shade Taupe. It's a one side pencil, but it also has its own spoolie, which I always appreciate in pencils. I'm gonna brush my eyebrows first. I'm also planning to do the whole entire eyebrow series, you guys, because it's just so much to talk about. Like I can't include this eyebrow business in every single video, otherwise it's just gonna like take for too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this really quick. Hey guys, eyebrows are done, and I just wanted to say a few things about this eyebrow pencil. So first of all, the color taupe is a really good color for me. I go for like a cooler blonde highlights, and I feel like this kind of matches the undertone of like my natural hairs. It is a really nice formula. It is more on a drier side though. It's not like super creamy, but yet it has a like a little grip to it, and it actually stays nicely. So I really like it. And I have been a huge fan of like the larger pencils like this. And it is a really easy to kind of like outline the arch. If you need to draw your eyebrows just like I do, it's really easy to create this little nice pointed wing. So I really like this pencil. Now we're moving on to our eyes, and I'm gonna use Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. This is a palette from their fall edition for like their Thanksgiving or like fall edition from last year's. I did not get the palette from this year, and maybe I will reconsider later, but at the moment I only like this one. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna go for a fully matte look today. First, I want to make sure I have no creasing from the product, and I'm gonna go back to my brush and just kind of swipe in this creasing area, make sure there's no folds of product left or anything like that. And what I want to do next is to go ahead and use this shade Vanilla Waffles right here. And I'm gonna press it onto the lid and make sure everything is nice and set and smooth and ready for the color to be applied. I really like when palettes have that like lighter shade that matches your skin tone to do this, what I'm doing right now. Now I'm gonna go with the fluffy brush J3. This was a collaboration between Alpha and J Kissa. I'm not really personally familiar with her, but I picked up this set of brushes and oh my god guys, this is so good. If it's still available, I really recommend this if you need new brushes. And I'm gonna go ahead and place this shade Soft and Sweet right here into my crease area. My goal here is to keep the lid open and just apply the matte color into my crease and blend it out up. I also want to mostly concentrate the color on the outer portion of my eye. Now that the crease is done, I'm gonna use the same exact brush and I'm gonna go into a deeper matte shade and I'm gonna use the shade Cinnamon right here. And just concentrate the color only in this outer portion of my eye. I'm gonna use this crease brush by Ulta and I'm just gonna pick up the same color and I'm just gonna concentrate it here into my outer view right here. And I'm just tapping, I'm not making circles, I'm just tapping it in, just dipping this corner out. And I'm gonna go ahead back to the fluffing brush and I'm just gonna gently blend it in. So it looks nice and seamless. To finish our lower lid, we're just gonna go with the same shade. I would like to use this shade Cookie Call right here to dip in just this outer portion. And for that, I'm gonna switch to a more condensed smudging brush and try to stay as close to your waterline as possible. To finish up the look, you guys, I'm gonna use Lick the Spoon shade right over here. This is a nice highlighting shade. I'm gonna use a more detailed brush and place this color right in the corner of the eye. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the same on our left side. Okay guys, at this point, I would like to leave the eye look just the way it is. You can go ahead and add the eyeliner. Hey guys, we're almost done with the whole entire look. I chose to add some eyeliner and I recently have been really loving a half eyeliner. So the trick is you would start from the middle of your eye and just kind of draw the wing to like how you would normally draw the wing. If you'd like the separate tutorial for it, let me know. I will do that for you guys because I love you all. So today for my eyeliner, I also use a Better Than Sex Easy Glide waterproof eyeliner. It's in the shade black. I really love how the tip is very flexible and it's a brush tip. It's really easy to make really nice and thin line with it. For my mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and use Better Than Sex Volumizing Mascara. I love this mascara. This mascara is the only mascara in my whole entire mascara collection that would give me the volume that no other mascara will ever give you. If you're not familiar with this mascara, so the wand has like an 8-figure shape to it, and the formula is amazing, you guys. If you want to invest in one high-end mascara that would give you amazing volume, this will do it for you. So since I added the lashes, I actually am wearing my favorite lashes. I talked about them a million times. I feel like Everybody already heard it. I talked about it on my Instagram. If you don't follow me there, you should. The link is going to be down below for you in the description box. This is in Poise by Kiss. I love this. This is my new favorite. I am kind of going through the pack quite quickly, and they're obviously reusable. I can wear them maybe for several times, and these are just like demi style, very thin, very, I love them, love them, love them. That's what I have on my eyes today. You can barely see them because they're just so natural, but in person they look really nice. And this is kind of what I'm gonna wear today because it's still morning for me when I'm filming this. So I kind of want to keep this makeup look for the day so I don't look crazy with all the drama lashes. This is my like day go-to style. I am still gonna use this mascara to blend my natural lashes to my falsies and also apply it on my lower lashes. Hey guys, the last step in our makeup is to finish the lips. I do have a product that I really, really love. It's a matte lipstick from Too Faced. It's called Melted Chocolate. This is in the shade Chocolate Milkshake. I really love I will link it down below. I found it on Walmart website. It's still available there. I found mine in Marshalls or TJ Maxx, one of them last year, and I absolutely love the formula. I still love matte lipsticks. So you probably already know this product. This has like a little sponge applicator. Let's go ahead and apply it. Okay guys, the lipstick is on. It looks so nice. It's gonna settle into more matte finish, but I really like the tube. I really wish they didn't discontinue it, but I guess everything has its course. It is still available at Walmart, and I will tag it for you down below if you are still interested to pick it up. But I love this lipstick. It just stays on so well on lips, and it's just such an easy way to apply it on your lips. Okay guys, this is a final look. I hope you liked it. So let me just go and do my hair really quick. Okay guys, the hair is done and the makeup is done. The last step that it is also optional. However, I do want to mention the product since we are all talking about the Too Faced products today. It is this setting spray that is 3-in-1 product. You can use it as a primer. I chose to use different primer today. This is one of my favorite products too. I heard that there are some issues with the packaging for some people. I've never had that problem of the packaging leaking or anything like that. I do keep my setting sprays for most part vertically. I have traveled with a mini size of this product and I never had issues of any kind with them. So I do really like the setting spray. It really sets your makeup. It really melts the powderiness of your face. Today, I am not planning to go anywhere, so I will skip on this product, but I just wanted to mention it that it is a really, really good one. I actually picked this new tube up. It's a full size. It is available in a mini size if you actually wanted to try it. I picked mine up in a 21 Days of Beauty this past event and it was half off. So this is also my recommendation to you. This sums up today's video. I hope you guys loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys saw any of your favorite products today, let me know in the comments below. I will see you in my next videos. Bye.